Welcome back to match day number 16 of the ESL Pro League North American Division. Season number 4, compLexity up against SK Gaming. SK took it to them on overpass. We're heading over to Dust2. Again, SK probably the favourites here, Elfish guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's SK's pick as well coming into this one. That we're feeling pretty good after that performance there on overpass. I mean, there was some takeaways for compLexity at least. Like I said, at the end of that map, they were hitting their shots when they needed to, so they definitely are able to challenge SK in a few rounds here. But I don't think they're going to get any more than really, say, 8 again. Yeah,
well, that was probably a big ask, and again, depends, I suppose, on the side on which they start as well.
Potentially.
That could make a difference.
A little bit more of an even-sided map here, though, on Dust2, so... yeah, could go either way. Have a look at the score from the first one. It was overpass, of course, going to SK 16-7, so, yeah, pretty much as expected.
Pretty much as expected. There were some okay rounds, but to be fair, once they got off, once compLexity got off the CT side and had to actually attack and find their way onto the sites, it really didn't work out all that well for them, unfortunately.
No, I mean, they only got one side. One round actually on the T side there for compLexity. So, you know, maybe they'd probably actually prefer to start off on the CT side here, if possible. But I guess it remains to be seen what side they're going to start on. Still, I mean, no matter what side really comes out here on Dust2, I think SK are going to have a pretty good time of it.
I think that's definitely to be expected, and SK haven't played too many games at all in Pro League so far, Season 4. So whilst they're sitting down towards the lower end of the ladder at the moment with that 2 and 4, which is now 3 and 4, and potentially up to 4 and 4 after this next game. You play more games, you get more points. Obviously, that's how it works.
Yep, definitely. And of course, don't expect them to be sitting down the bottom there for long, especially now that they've got their full lineup back. They'll be coming back into this season with really a lot of potential to come back up to the top.
Yeah, exactly. So that's probably what I think most people expect them to be doing. compLexity here, trying to put a bit of a roadblock in front of them for today at least. Well, and at the moment, they're sort of in...
compLexity are good enough to take one off Renegades.
Yeah, right? So they've gone off. So it's like, this is your... And they're like right now, and they're over the top of the block, and they're like flying through the air. So it's just a matter of whether they're going to hit a wall, or they're probably just going to come down a really long way on the other side. I
had no idea where you were going with that analogy, to be honest.
It's because you don't even drive properly.
I do drive.
Yeah, but not very well.
If you say so. Never been in an
very
accident,
dangerous.
mate.
Very dangerous in the car with Elfish Guy.
No, that's not because of me. That's because of Sydney drivers, mate. They're crazy.
Oh, it's not. It's not that great, is it? It's not that great. We'll be getting into the game very, very shortly. Just waiting for all 10 players to jump into this server. We will be underway just as soon as they are ready to go. This morning, well, it's this morning for us.
It's
earlier in the evening for you folks watching at home. Team Liquid and E United up against each other, and really E United didn't bring too much. The second map was okay. Second map, they played Mirage as well.
Well, it always felt like Liquid was going to win it.
Yeah.
Really. Like, it didn't feel like E United was going to come back and take anything there. Like, yeah, I mean, to be honest, E United did okay, considering. But in reality, it was pretty much standard fare for Liquid there.
Yeah, which was to be expected. But I don't know. I hope there was a few things for E United to take away from that one. And I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, hopefully for compLexity, there's going to be some things to take away here from Dust2.
I think there's some things to take away in general. I think the Counter-Strike they're playing hasn't been bad.
It's actually not been so bad, yeah.
Yeah, I think SK they're just the better team. They're just obviously higher ranked in general, and taking it to them today.
Well, you wouldn't really come into a game against SK thinking, oh, you know what, we're going to win this one, because obviously SK still probably the best team in the world.
Yeah.
Probably maybe a little bit of an understatement.
Even if they got 16-0'd.
Even if they got 16-0'd by Renegades, I think you can forgive that.
I will. To be fair, they were playing with a stand-in.
They were, yeah.
Yeah. So
Showtime.
Look, that's honestly, I think it's quite often a stand-in is more than just having a different player. Yeah. It's not just the comparative skill level of that player and the other player. It's the team knowing, having trust in the player, or things. If you play with the same guys over and over again, obviously you get to know them. Communication is different.
Yeah. Well, it's not even necessarily communication. Just like, I do this, therefore such and such will do this. Like, you don't even have to say it.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I mean.
You just know that they're going to do it.
When you have someone else in, quite often you'll need to actually verbalize a lot of the cues that later, or with time, you would not need to do. But we are ready to jump into this game. It is our last map of the night, the pistol round. about to head underway here. SK up against compLexity, ready to go.
Okay, let's have a look and see. compLexity starting off on the T side. Only managed to get one T side round on Overpass, but obviously I think Overpass a little bit different of a struggle there for the T side than Dust2 is. So compLexity maybe coming into this one with a little bit better of a chance, although FNX starting off well there for SK is going to grab one. There's a trade out. 8 picks up Fallen. Still though, it's looking okay. FNX finally manages to get another one.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. Finds 3. 2 players left alive now for compLexity. They really needed to clean up FNX quicker than that.
Yeah, it's pretty unforgivable, to be perfectly honest. They should have been able to do that, but alas, SK going to find the win, and compLexity are now going to have to decide how they want to play this next round. SK going to buy in. Let's take a look. FNX, he did quite a number of frags, so it's going to allow him to buy in with an M4. Taco doing the same. Fur picking up the MP9, and coldzera going to grab that UMP. So last one to mention, of course, Fallen with the scout. We'll see what he can do. The bomb heading up towards Upper Dark right now. coldzera in a good spot to do something with this should he choose to. Ooh. We can see that Taco's up the back of the side as well, ready to go.
Oh, what a shot from Fallen. That's a good start into this one here from SK. And now compLexity just struggling a bit with that player deficit that they do have. Fur's going to be able to pick up Android X and potentially a couple more, but no, Uber jumping around with that Tech 9 as you do, basically. He's going to find himself a second kill as well. And now the guys from compLexity making their way into that B-bomb site. Taco doing a good job of holding onto it from the window, finding 2 for himself. Fallen with his scout, probably not going to be able to get that final kill as FNX will clean it up. And not a bad round from SK. Maybe lost an extra gun when what they would have wanted. They've actually dropped to M4. So they would have liked to have taken at least both those M4s through to this round. So really, like, it wasn't a good round for compLexity, but at least they do hurt the economy a little bit there at SK. So they'll have to rebuy a few guns.
It wasn't the best of rounds. It wasn't the worst of rounds. It's essentially, I think, how you can put that one. And compLexity here just stacking up into mid.
Grenade.
Yeah, FNX.
Does nothing.
Getting close with the HE, and Fur pushing all the way up with the MP9. Look at all those beautiful stickers, and look at these frags. He finds 1, finds 2, finally goes down. FNX going to find out 2 more, and this eco round from compLexity over almost as quickly as it started here.
Yeah. That's much better from SK. Only losing the single gun, and this time though, we're going to be seeing a full buy coming out from compLexity. Fur's decided to invest in a scout. Oh no, he picked that up actually, I think. Got thrown to him, so never mind that. In the end though, SK are going to be running out with a pretty decent array of weaponry. coldzera still with the SMGs, so less than ideal in that sense, but see how he makes use of it. SK with a pretty heavy stack over towards the A bomb site and a push from that B site. Not so sure about that one though, at least there's a trade there.
Yeah, not a terrible start here for compLexity on this round. First gun round of the game. Still 4 alive on both sides. We will see that Fur pushing up quite a distance into mid. And Def fires through, picks up Fallen as well. So let's see if we can find another. Wow, it's now a 3 onto 3. Fur does find Def there. And 8 going to push out into the B site. No bomb over here for him. Taco's picked up the AWP. Finds a tag, only no frag. And Abe up here as Taco going to try. Just sit up in window, doesn't even,
Bad luck,
unfortunately, think to look onto the B side. FNX pushes forward, sees a player in lower dark, but Uber throws a smoke and sprays through, jumps back into uppers. They do have 2 players left alive here for SK.
Yeah, we'll see what FNX can do from the mid doors. Actually, he's smoked off. I was going to say, if he can pick up 1 on the cross, then there's potential in this round for SK, but now that's probably been eliminated as Fur's going to go down. A 1v3 here for Fur is probably just a little bit too much to ask, but world-class players here on SK potentially can do something out of this one. Does look like he's still hanging around here.
Yeah, FNX would essentially have to peek the corner, find 2 frags in a row, and pick them up, and then swing around and get the AWPer. But it's not to happen. He makes an effort of it. But compLexity do pick up that first gun round of Dust2. And it's a good start for them, considering they lost the pistol. Can't afford to be throwing away those initial gun rounds all the time if you want to win these games. They're going to buy in an AWP again. SK going to force into this round as CT's 3 M4s, a UMP, a P250, armor all the way through. And they're going to go 3 long 2B. Leaves mid open and ready for the taking.
Good buy coming out for compLexity, really. Android X does only have a Tech 9, but it'll be effective against the UMPs, of course, and the P250 there of SK, who would like to get a little bit closer in. See how this one turns out for compLexity. As of yet, they haven't actually managed to really get too much map control that wasn't already essentially theirs. And still just playing relatively slowly here on that T side, trying to figure out whether mid is the correct decision or not. Mid to B wouldn't be the worst of options here, in reality. Android X does tend to be the B player, but at the moment, obviously he's on the T side. What am I talking about? Fallen and Taco. At the moment, the ones with the weaker weapons here for SK, and Fallen is hanging over towards the long area, so that's kind of an opportunity for compLexity to get into maybe, but they are going to head over to the B side, and wow. coldzera with 4.
Wow, look at that. That was nuts.
And Surreal, well, he's going to be able to trade out coldzera, but not a very good trade if you ask me. That's like trading your Weedle for a hollow Charizard or something.
For a hollow Charizard, mate.
Yeah, in the school playground.
Those are like $50 back in the day. I reckon if you got a good one still, if you got a mint condition Charizard,
yeah, I reckon
first edition,
worth
first edition season 1, I reckon they'd be going for it a little bit these days. The problem, right, with Pokemon cards originally, showing my age here, is that obviously kids bought them, but they just put them in their pockets and done stuff, right?
Yeah.
Put it in their wallet, or I put my Charizard in my wallet, and it would just be terrible. You'd look at it, and it would just be destroyed.
Yeah.
And it would make your heart sink, Elfish Guy.
Yep. Well, compLexity's heart might be sinking just a little bit now because they're on that eco and they're not having a very good time of it. SK just picking them apart one by one. Android X going to find himself again in a bad spot. Versus 5. Just a Glock to work with, and Taco will take him down in the end. Picks up 2 for himself in that round. SK looking pretty good here again on this first half of Dust2.
They certainly are. Getting out to a good lead here. 5-1, and looks like, what is compLexity going to do with this money? They bought a scout onto Def. A couple of pistols, some utility, but not very much. Not very much at all. So this round, it's all going to come down to a rush, potentially. We've seen SK leave mid open a couple of times now. Though, to be fair, coldzera, when you've got him there ready to go, ready to find the frags, I don't really blame them for doing it, to be perfectly honest. It'll be a 5-stack heading out into mid. Or waiting at mid doors maybe, and coldzera going to push all the way down with the AK. Should find a frag. He does. They know he's there. Will they line up for him? He finds 2. Can he get the third? He does. Drops the player with the bomb. And another great anti-eco so far coming out for SK. Uber's going to drop down into CT, but straight away Fallen finds the frag. coldzera gets his 4th. And 6-1 now the score. They're starting to make bank here, SK Gaming. compLexity with money to spend this time around. But they're losing the momentum.
coldzera's looking really comfortable here for SK Gaming on Dust2. At the moment, 12 frags out of only 7 rounds, so really doing a lot of work for the CT side here. compLexity will be able to buy back into it, but again, it's looking pretty difficult overall here on the T side of Dust2. They've only managed that single round, which is, well, similar situation to what we saw on Overpass. Now, Fur has gone for a very aggressive push up all the way almost to T-spawn. Spotted out a couple of those compLexity members entering in towards the bedroom doors. Yeah, he might get another one here, and he does.
Easily done. He doesn't perhaps think to check the second. He knows he's there now, smokes it out into suicide, and it's just going to get trapped in there by the flames. But if you stand inside the smoke, unlike real life, you survive in Counter-Strike. Now, 4 still here for compLexity. They've got 1 minute 10. And the bomb is stuck up behind the car here near T-spawn. coldzera coming through for the flank, and Burr fires through, finds Def. Will he find the second frag? No, he won't. Uber takes him out. Taco trades it back, and that leaves Surreal and Android X. coldzera finds the frag. The bomb still sitting on the ground, and compLexity going to throw away this gun round 2, unfortunately.
Yep, SK really just walking all over compLexity at the moment. The grenade to finish off Surreal at the end of that round, and now 7 on the board here for SK Gaming. Starting to look pretty good on their CT side. They'll be wanting to close it out with quite a convincing result, similar to what happened on the first half of Overpass. compLexity now just going to buy some pistols and armor into this one on a few of their members.
It's hard. It can't be fun playing Counter-Strike on the Eco all the time. Like, that's obviously not how you want to... Like, that's not the enjoyable part of Counter-Strike, right? Losing Eco after Eco.
Definitely not. And coldzera once again coming up with a nice spray down there. He's just looking so good at the moment. 3 kills in this round again. Yeah, it was against an Eco, but hey, can't complain.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we talk about it's probably not fun to lose Eco after Eco, but on the other hand, SK Gaming, it's like they're at the, you know, the annual fair, Elfish Guy. They're at the showgrounds. They're like, oh, what do we get to play today? Just shoot down the targets, because it's been so very, very easy, and they've made it look easy here on Dust2. compLexity have really struggled to get onto these sites.
coldzera's actually got more kills than compLexity has as an entire team.
It's not even, they haven't even been getting the bomb down the majority of the time. Like, it's not even like this has come down to where SK's come back, they've retook the site, and they've got it defused. The majority of the time, compLexity just die.
Yeah.
They're just dead. Yeah,
SK Gaming will just go for a push somewhere, and generally speaking, it's worked out. This time, though, deciding not really to push, just holding into those bomb sites for now. And with the AWP on Fallen, we'll see if he can do anything. He's holding short at the moment. compLexity do seem to be heading in that direction as well. He's going to have to drop off as a result of that flash. And he'll move position back over to Car. Oh, actually, no. Moving back up towards the side a little bit more. SK getting themselves in some positions for this A-hold, which potentially, I mean, compLexity might not even take, or might not even go for it, seems like. Only the bomb at the moment is on short. So, for now, SK Gaming doing a good job of just waiting down that timer and not letting compLexity get any information at all.
No, that's exactly right. It looks maybe like Short A is going to be the push. We can see the Fallen is up the back of the site, ready to go with the AWP. But it's going to be a struggle here for compLexity to get out. They do have some of that utility they need, and they are starting to stack up behind the bomb carrier right now. It is going to be an execute onto Short by the looks of it, or are they just faking? Look at this fake. They're dropping down into mid now. They maybe don't want to go mid to B.
I don't know if they want to go to mid. This is where coldzera is lurking. He only manages to get one, though, before being traded out. And, well, I guess at the end of the day, that's not a bad result for compLexity in reality. This, though, is pretty good for SK. FNX and Taco cleaning things up as compLexity try to make their way into that B site. So, I mean, even though coldzera goes down, of course, there's so much more in that lineup, so much depth on SK Gaming that, well, they just cleaned it up anyway.
Android X23 on 1 frag, Def on 2 frags, Surreal on 2 frags. 17 for coldzera. To be fair, it does help when they keep pushing mid quickly. When I say quickly, not necessarily at the start of the round, but all at once.
Yeah.
And you can make the most of those sprays, which is exactly what coldzera has been doing. 8 fires through the box, but there's no one there to shoot right now. Look at Fur. He's pushed all the way up, and he finds Surreal straight away.
That's like the second or third time he's done it so far in this map, and FNX will be able to pick up Def over towards the long area as well. And you really have to think compLexity are going to have to start getting a little bit more aware of what Fur is doing here. And finally, Ape does take him down, but only brings it back to a 3v3. Still not a great situation here for compLexity. There's a few members still for SK Gaming to hold off these bomb sites, and it seems like SK is reading this situation as well. The guys from the A-bomb site just making their way a little bit closer to the B-bomb site ever so slowly. Taco holding at the back plat at the moment. Hasn't spotted out these players from compLexity making their way into the site. But there you go, he does, and takes down Ape as now coldzera is making his way into the bomb site. Uber does manage to take down Taco, but of course, coldzera is there for the trade.
Honestly, SK are just making this look easy. They're playing so well up against compLexity here. They're finding the frags. They're just sitting on max money. They're just sitting there like, oh, yeah.
Fallen's only got 4 kills, but he hasn't really had an opportunity. Well, if you no one's come his way.
No one's coming to A. He's sitting there with the AWP holding back, and no one's rocking up. He's like, well, oh, look, all the utility coming over the top is raining smoke grenades.
All right, boys, I'm going to go for a holiday.
Yeah.
And you guys can just keep playing the rest of this map.
That's exactly what's been going on. So, here in Upper Darks with Tech 9 and Armor for compLexity. Look at this, coldzera ready to go again. He's got his pop flash. Ready to make it happen. All Taco needs to do is just sit down below the level of the top of the box and he will survive this onslaught. coldzera peeks out, fires through. Taco finally jumps out as well like a jack in the box and finds Uber. Android X23 goes down and that leaves Surreal make that def to go down here to Taco at range with the M4. 11-1 the score. compLexity getting absolutely destroyed.
Like, what do you do here really as compLexity? Long's not working, short's not working, mid not working, B's not working. It's like they're just, everywhere they go, they're just ramming their head up against a brick wall here, which is,
But when you say long's not working, how often have we actually seen them push long?
They tried going long a couple of times earlier on in the half. But yeah, you're right.
They didn't have great weapons most of the time.
Yeah.
Maybe one gun round they did it.
They have, as a general rule, avoided it, but just doesn't feel like it's going to be working all that much better, really, than either of these other bomb sites, to be honest. Or either of these other options.
I was going to say either of the other bomb sites is one, but the point, I suppose, is that it really can't go any worse, can it? They're 11-1.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they're just not sure what to do here. And I suppose that's probably why SK picked this. They felt they had compLexity's number,
I'd like to
more so than last game.
Maybe see something like an A execute here from compLexity. They haven't gone in sort of like, they haven't really executed onto either of these bomb sites. A lot of the time they've just been running out into mid or running out of tunnels onto the B site and using a few pop flashes and that sort of thing, trying to win those aim duels. But obviously that's not working up against a team like SK. So maybe get some smokes, set up on short, get a few smokes in towards that A bomb site, smoke the cross so that no one can AWP you from car, maybe, and then get into the A bomb site and get the bomb down and try and win a post plant.
Maybe Fallen's going to have a shot. They've actually swapped him out. Because they've gone B so many times in a row. If they now do push to A, it's literally like, which site does Fallen go to? Okay, well, we'll stack the other. Because that's what's going on. And I'm pretty sure this might actually be a real A short push here coming out from the guys than it is. And poor Fallen on the other side of the map. But FNX, he's here, ready to go, finds one. Jumps up on the box, finds two. Is that three? I think he finds three before Android finds him. And coldzera will pick up Android X in the end. And coldzera actually only getting two in all of that. So, a little bit overexcited. But Fallen, look at this. He's died 3 times.
Yeah.
He's found 4 frags in the whole game. 13 rounds. They just don't go to him. They must have a Fallen detector.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's really not helping them out too much, avoiding Fallen, to be honest, because the rest of the team, of course, is carrying that flag strong for SK. Android X hits a nice shot onto FNX, but...
Yeah. Finally, they push him. Finally, they go long and Fallen's there.
Yeah.
To maybe do something about it.
A couple of these compLexity players quite low on HP and now making their way out on towards long. Fallen hits the shot onto Ape. That's so quick.
It's a great shot.
Yeah.
coldzera. Got a smoke and a molly here to play around as well. Fallen through the smoke onto Uber. coldzera goes down. Def up on short. Drops down into the CT, but Taco picks him up. And Android X, the last one alive, Fallen through the smoke. Where's the no-scope? Almost swaps to his pistol. The P250 finds the frag.
Fallen just doubled. Oh, no, he actually had 4 before that. But still, he's got a lot of frags compared to what he already had in just that single round. And now the last round of the half here for compLexity. They will buy into it. They'll have AKs. No utilities at all, though, apart from a single flashbang on Surreal. So... well, they're going to hope Def can maybe get a kill on the cross, and that's not going to happen. So it's an incredibly tough round now for compLexity. Fallen doing a good job with the AWP. Android X just walking straight into the sight line there and giving up his life.
Certainly does. The bomb heading towards short. Uber pushes through, does find Fur. But Fallen up the back here, ready to go once again with the AWP. A Molotov will stop them in their tracks. However, Taco... look at him in here with the scout, fires through, doesn't find a frag as yet, and Def peeks the corner with the AWP and does find that frag. It's now a 3-on-4. They're heading towards the B side. B is open here for compLexity. They might be able to finish off the round, off the half even with the frag. But coldzera, what can he do? He finds 2. Will he find the third? He does. Could it be 4? No, Def picks him up. But FNX coming in from behind, and this could be the final frag of the half. It is SK, a 14-1 first half here on Dust2. Absolutely annihilating compLexity. We're going to go to a very quick ad break, and we'll be back with what is left of this game. All right, we're back into the action here. SK Gaming potentially one pistol and 1 round away from winning this game very, very quickly. Oh, let's see how they go.
Oh. As
the T's, Ape going nuts there. He does seem to like the B site with the pistol, Selfish Guy.
Yeah, the B site was a pretty decent hold for compLexity yesterday up against the Renegades, although we'll see if they're going to be able to do that again here against SK. And coldzera in the form of the moment here really for SK is just absolutely decimating compLexity, and he's gotten 4 so far on this pistol round, looking for the 5th, and it potentially could come out. There you go, coldzera with a pistol round ace to follow up his fantastic, almost solo retake of that B-bomb site in the last round of the first half. The flashbangs coming out, by the way, on that were fantastic, catching a few of those compLexity members. Still, SK with the pistol round, compLexity, well, could be a 16-1.
Could be.
At least it's not a 16-0.
At least it's not a 16-0. Some redeeming factors here. They're going to rush down through long. And let's see what SK Gaming can do. They're going to be able to pick this one up. And a quick frag coming out there through mid from Fur on the scout. FNX does find Uber. Take a look, only 2 players now left alive for compLexity, and they are on the other side of the map. This is probably GG, Elfish Guy. This could be the end of our day here at ESL Studios, casting the Pro League. And that is precisely what it will be, a very, very quick second half. 16-1, the score to follow up. What was a 16-9, I think, on Overpass?
Yeah. No, 16-7.
16-7?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, yeah, that was quick, as you say.
It was very quick.
Not a lot to say about that from compLexity. Not much that they can take away from it. They were just getting absolutely demolished by coldzera and Taco.
Yeah.
Fur had his rounds as well. Fallen at the end of the first half, at least managed to get something going on.
Did, yeah.
But,
he got to find some frags, I suppose. But
yeah,
I'm sure they'll be happy, nevertheless, to come away with a 16-1 win and a couple of points on the board. Let's summarize today's games. First up, it was Team Liquid up against E United. Team Liquid took them out 16-2 on Dust2. Then we headed over to Mirage. E United picked the map, and they picked up 11 rounds, which wasn't too bad, to be honest. 16-11, though, the score going over to Team Liquid. The second best of 2 today, we saw Overpass with SK picking that up 16-7. And then, of course, we just witnessed a 16-1 here on Dust2. Overall, Liquid and SK, too strong for both of their opponents.
Yep, and entirely unsurprising. Overall, really. Expected SK to come into that one with a massive advantage, and coldzera just went off on Dust2. So, there you go.
Yeah, well, ladies and gents, thank you very much for joining us here today with the ESL Pro League Season 4 Match Day number 16. I hope you enjoyed all of the action. We'll see you next time.